Show. This is the Big O 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 Show. This
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla. Not 24,000, 20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
How the hell are you all doing? What a great weekend, huh? Woof. Edge of the seat, drive your ass crazy like weekend. Man. But, we ended up on the good side, right? So I guess we got to be happy, right? Inter Miami controlling. Miami Dolphins survive. Canes survive. So, we can't complain. Was it perfect? No. Was it beautiful? No, except for Inter Miami, of course. Inter Miami is beautiful. But yeah, it's just one of those deals, man. And so I guess we got to be grateful that we ended up on the winning side, and especially, well, I mean both, because the Canes, if you're going to try to accomplish something you haven't ever accomplished, you needed to win. You know what I'm saying? And for the Dolphins, if you want any chance, I know really it's kind of delusional to be thinking about playoffs at this point if you're a Dolphins fan, but if there's that chance, you had to win yesterday, because you just can't keep digging yourself in a hole that you're not going to be able to get out of. You know what I'm saying? And you're not a great team as it is. And you can't even rely on Tua to last the rest of the year, because we've learned we can't trust them now. So, yesterday was huge. You had to win. And you got to do, by the way, Sean, we're like off the entire weekend. Like no Saturday game, no Sunday game. Both the Canes and the Dolphins are on bye week. So I get to rest the bags a little bit there, because, boy, Saturday into Sunday, that was a lot. That was a lot. And thank you all for hanging in there with us. As always, appreciate those of you that are super hardcore and tuned in on Saturday night in our post-game show till 3-something in the morning. I think we were on to like 3:15 or something, or 3:20 in the morning, and then we were back in the morning to do the Dolphin pregame. So those of you, whoever listened to the Canes and then the Dolphins pregame and Dolphins postgame, I don't think there's a lot of you that did all three of them. But those of you that did all three of them, boy, thank you. You are a special bunch. That's for sure. You are a special bunch to support us that way, because that's hardcore. That is definitely hardcore. We've got Milton headed our way, especially to our friends on the West Coast. Well, prayers for all of our friends from Tampa up north or south of Tampa, obviously, because it could sway, and either way, it's going to affect the entire west coast of Florida. It's going to affect everybody. We'll even get some stuff here in Dade County, but we're not going to get nearly like what they're going to get, at least at the moment, because you never know how these things jog. Right now at 9:05, it was tracked at 150 miles an hour. At 8 a.m. Sunday, it was a 60-mile-an-hour storm. 9:05 on Monday, it is a Cat 4 and now cranked up at 150 miles an hour. So now, as you all have been watching, it grows and grows and grows like Dinky Doggy, and so it's gonna be huge, and just crazy stuff. So it will affect the entire state. Reach out to your friends on the West Coast. I know Sean was already helping his dad out on the West Coast. So I know it's not an easy thing. And if you can reach out to anybody or give them shelter, that would be good too, because apparently they're about to start the biggest evacuation on the West Coast that they've had in I don't know how many years now. And they should, because obviously we all know storm surge and all of that. That's not going to be a lot of fun. So our friends out on the West Coast are going to go through a really, really rough one. So hang in there, everyone on the West Coast. And if you have friends or family members, make sure you reach out to them. I did exchange with Pat Nashville yesterday. He's hanging in there. They have internet service. But obviously it's still hell over there. And they're going through a rough one. It's going to be a long time to get everyone back on track over there, everywhere. We're not ready for any of this. Nobody's ready for this kind of stuff. And then it's one after another, and you're just adding more and more damage. It's brutal. It's brutal. And by the way, the FEMA stuff is kind of funny. Our government never runs out of money. Okay. Oh, FEMA's going to run out of money. And then, no, they're not, bro. They'll print more money. Relax. Don't worry about it. We have printers. Don't worry about it. You need more missiles? We'll print. You need more money for FEMA? We'll print. A bank folded? We'll print. Immigrants come over? We'll print. We print. I mean, the examples are endless. So they'll get them the help. They'll get them the money. They'll print it. It's what they do. So don't worry about it. Doesn't matter who it is. They'll print. Anyway, so we got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to talk about on the show. We've got the great Sean Stanley, of course, mastering the program. Don't forget, if your business wants to be a part of our business and our platform, you want to support our platform, maybe host a segment, maybe you want us doing live shows at your place, 786-754-4664. That is the business line, 786-754-4664. And by the way, canceled tomorrow. Well, not canceled, postponed. Tomorrow we were going to go to the Big Cheese to do our big broadcast. We're going to push it to next Tuesday. Okay. Why? Of course, because, the weather is just getting worse and worse, and we're not going to do that where people come out and it's bad weather and all that stuff. And so we're going to push it to next Tuesday after this stuff goes by. So just in case, you know what I'm saying? It all happens. We'll be doing it next week, next Tuesday. I just don't want people out on the road and it's raining and all that stuff. And, and this thing is just getting closer. And so then more weather will be coming our way, and we'll start getting all those feeder bands and all that. And we just don't need it. And as you all know, listen, we've learned you could get a torrential downpour at any moment and from any of those feeder bands. And then all of a sudden you're stuck somewhere and there's flooding or whatever. And I'm not going to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to ask you guys to come out somewhere. And then I'm also going to put you at risk. So we'll push it to next Tuesday so we can do it the right way. And hopefully you can join us for lunch and have some fun and have a good time. And we'll have a lot of giveaways. We're going to take a lot of big old T-shirts, and we'll have some gift cards from Caneswear. We're also going to give away gift cards from Big Cheese and stuff. So, all kinds of stuff. You can win shirts and hats and gift cards, free food, Caneswear stuff. So, we'll have a lot of fun, but you got to join us. You got to be there live noon next Tuesday. Okay. All right. What else? So let's get to a little roll call. Ray Sosa, I see, is number one in the house. He's hoping everybody is safe. Steve Chapman. I know I should be happy with the win, but I'm not. Of course not. I mean, it wasn't a pretty win. We know it was poorly coached, poorly managed. We'll get into all that. Yes, we do have one of the worst teams in the league right now because of the coach. It's not really because of the talent. Okay. Again, they could be 4-1 or 3-2 easily right now with a real coach. NorCal is in the house, hitting the like buttons. We love it. As seen on YouTube. Oh, I've heard your previous opinions on Lamar. Do you still feel isn't inaccurate? Dude, he's an athlete. He does this 2 or 3 times a year. Get on board, bro. I'm tired of arguing with you fools about this. I love Lamar Jackson. He's a beautiful human being and all of that. He's an athlete playing quarterback, dude. He shits his pants every time he's in the playoffs. I get this shit after I saw the numbers. I didn't watch the game. Apparently, he passed well yesterday. That's what athletes do. Do you listen to the segment? Do you listen to the show? Josh Allen will do that 3 times a year too, just like Lamar Jackson, just like the other kid in Philadelphia. That all these athletes playing quarterback, they'll have 2 or 3 games where they actually look like a quarterback. Big deal. Oh, the jump ball from the sideline that he completed. Yeah, dude, it was a phenomenal play. He can do all of that. What did they do yesterday? Why do you think they won yesterday also, Sean? Because they what with the ball? What did they do? What do we always say they do? These running quarterbacks. What is the key for them to have success?
Well, I do know King Henry had a 100
the
yards.
Game-winning run.
Yeah.
The game-winning run, right? Yeah. Yeah, he had the game-winning run after all that. But the team rushed 34 times for 174 yards, average 5.1 yards per carry. You want to stop Josh Allen? You want to stop Lamar Jackson? You want to stop any of these running quarterbacks? Stop the run, make them a passer, and they'll shit their pants. That's all. It's if you haven't picked up on that, bro, I can't help you. It's the same bullshit I get from all you guys out there because you come out of the woodwork for 2 or 3 times a year that they have a decent passing game. Okay? And with all that, it was King Henry that actually won the game by breaking out for the long run to get the field goal. After all that, he had to go to overtime. You know what I'm saying? So the real story is the Bengals. After the Super Bowl appearance, that team has gone to shit. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And just like we tell you that Lamar Jackson isn't a real passer, but you could go ahead and get fooled as seen on TV. We also tell you that the Bengals and Joe Burrow were going to be exactly like Ken Anderson and Boomer Esiason. They made their one appearance, and they'll never make another appearance again because the Bengals don't pay. So they got lucky. They put together a good enough team, and they don't finish the job. They never do. They never do. So unless the Bengals win it that one moment that they're there, they'll never come back again. Ken Anderson never went back again. Boomer Esiason never went back again, and both had terrific teams. And Joe Burrow had a really nice team a couple of years ago, and he'll never go back again. So both predictions are on the money. The Bengals and Lamar Jackson. Because that's what we talk about. We don't talk about week 5 in the NFL season where they actually have a decent passing game. Yeah, that's not what we talk about here, dude. We talk about him as a passer overall, where he'll shit in his pants when you make him a passer because he's not one. Joseph Fontina, J.G. Long is in the house. Cosa Nostra, Aquavision, Louis Beltran, Ocala Joe. We're in for a busy couple of days. Yes. Yeah. The effing storm is terrible. Chef Jew is in the house. Adam Sadowski, Aquavision, Brian Landis, Sosa, God 560 sucks. Well, what would they do to you? Don't be saying that about the morning. I know my man Joe does an excellent job. And I like, by the way, what's it called? Tobin and Leroy do a good job, dude. They talk actual sports. So, you know, they talk actual sports. So I give them credit. Giovanni, Sosa, Roderick Freeman with a victory Monday. Kyle Cockrell, Skylar Tipton. Just happy to see another W. Amen to that, man. Amen. Christian says, wasn't pretty, but feels good to get the ugly W. Better than an ugly L. That's for sure. Lisa Rose, you know, we're in a position as Dolphin fans that we have no choice. We have no choice. We're stuck. We don't know where we're going. We don't know where it's going to take us. Why? Because Tua is just the unknown now. So then we have to sit here with our emotions, and what do? Do we grab some voodoo doll and start, pinching it all over and hoping for everything to fall apart? That's not going to do any good for us. How's that worked out for us? So the best thing to do is hope for the best and watch, and they're going to play hard. They're going to try to win. So what are we supposed to do as fans? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to tune out, then you go ahead and tune out. That's fine. I can understand that. Is it frustrating? Hell yeah, it's frustrating, dude. I get it. But I'm not going to sit here and root against Tyler Huntley, even though I may not think he's much of a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and root against Tim Boyle or whoever has to be. Skylar Thompson, I don't think can play. And what am I going to do? Root against the kid? No. Tua wants to come back. You and I know if they're going to win any kind of game, they need Uno. So what am I going to do? Sit here and hope that Tua gets injured? No, that's disgusting. I don't want him to get another concussion. He's got a family. He's got a wife and kids. Jesus. No. So what are we going to do? Are we happy with Mike McDaniel? No. Lots of you aren't happy with the front office. Lots of you are unhappy with Stephen Ross. I understand all of that. And it's frustrating because we all want better for the Miami Dolphins. We all want to see them do better. A lot of you spend a lot of money going to games, traveling to games, all of those kind of things. So I totally understand that. But if you're going to sit there and root for the worst or whatever, then you're not a fan, dude. You don't really give a shit about the team. The people that give a shit about the team are the people that are pissed and the people that are happy. We're pissed about what's going on, but we're happy we won. Because there can't be, we can't sit here with negativity. You know what I mean? Now, if they're trying to tank, and we kind of sense it, okay, well, then that's a whole different ball game. But that's not what's going on. Mike McDaniel's just incompetent. He's trying to win. He's doing his best. He's a terrific human being. On game day, he's just a buffoon. What can we do? The guy makes terrible decisions. His team isn't prepared. It's frustrating. So was Joe Philbin. So was Adam Gase. So was Cam Cameron. This is shit that we've been through many times with different people. We're stuck like Chuck. What are we going to do? So unless you either stop watching or switch teams, hey, man, let's just hope for the best. And let's just take the ride and enjoy our bye week and hope that, Tyler can play slightly better next week and get the game against Indianapolis. It's a winnable game. Again, is it going to be easy? Hell no. Of course it's not going to be easy. But, hey, man, and Tua's coming back for sure. I mean, guaranteed he's coming back. And every game with Tua, if everybody does their job, is winnable. But it's up to getting real coaching, and all these things have to kind of fall in place. So we'll see. But I'm not going to sit here. Look, I'll bitch and complain about the stuff that makes no sense when they're not doing the right things, when they're failing or whatever. If they don't make the right move, all that, we'll bitch and complain. But I'm not the guy, and this is not going to be ever the show that we're going to sit here and root against the Dolphins. That's not what I've ever done. It's not my style. Okay, I'll tell you that they're bad, or I'll tell you that they're going to lose this game. I'll tell you that this player is not good enough or whatever. Yeah, I'll tell you that. But I'm not going to sit here and hope that that player proves me right by being bad. No, I hope Ryan Tannehill takes us to the Super Bowl and wins it all, even if I thought he could barely even win a playoff game. But I'm going to hope for the best. I know Cleo Lemon sucks, but hell, I hope he proves me wrong. You know? What am I going to do? I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm not going anywhere. It's a little late for that, you know. I'm already 58 years old now. I've been a Dolphins fan for over 50 years since I was a child. I'm not going to change now. So I've seen the great, I've seen the good, I've seen the exceptional, I've seen the fun times, and that's part of life, right? You know, relationships, work, family, you're going to have great times, you're going to have bad times. And you fight through them, right? Same thing we got to do here. We've been fighting for a long time. So have Lions fans, and they're in a better place now. You know? So let's hope that one day we could get in a better place. But this is not the show, and it's never going to be the show that we're going to sit here purposely rooting against the Dolphins. I could tell you about the problems of the Dolphins or the Heat or the Panthers or the Canes or whatever, but I'm not going to sit here and root against them. That just doesn't make any sense. And I'm not the guy to be spinning that kind of, bad mojo. You know what I'm saying? All right, don't forget Cash App or Venmo. 2 ways to support the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, and you can use our QR codes there. There's the one for Venmo. We have one for Venmo, and we have one for Cash App, and you can use either one of the QR codes. You can also send a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which is a beautiful thing. Bitcoin, by the way, has now shot up to $64,000. So it continues its trajectory since October 3rd, when it was at 60,000, and it has gone up consistently. So in, 3 days, it has gone up $3,000. So that's the question now. Have we turned the corner? Is this the pump that gets us back into the 70s and starts to break some records? That's the question. We will find out. So there you go, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Let's see what we got here on the super chat. JC, thank you, sir. Canadian Big O fan. Big O, your great take on Marino and the Marks brothers. Gadsden and Tyreek Waddle were excellent yesterday in the postgame. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's just reality, kind of, for those of you that missed it. I was talking about it yesterday that Tyreek and Waddle could never, ever play with Marino. Ever. Waddle's ass would be sitting on the bench, super infuriated. Tyreek would be really pissed and frustrated. Why? Because they dropped too many balls, and Marino would be just ripping into their asses. Those two guys could never play with Marino. And then the other thing I talked about was big moment. You need one big catch in the end zone. You're throwing it into the end zone. Who do you want there, Oronde Gadsden or Tyreek Hill? It's like not even close. It's not even a discussion. You're throwing it into the end zone for one catch? Oronde Gadsden by miles. Not even close. Tyreek Hill has never had Oronde Gadsden's hands. Never in his life. In his dreams, he could never catch like Arandes did. So, things like that it puts into perspective, because Clayton and Duper didn't drop balls. Not like these guys. This is ridiculous what these guys do. So, and Waddle did it again yesterday. It just, these are things that, oh my God, what I've lived in my Dolphin life, they would be this tall by the time Marino's done with those guys. They would be shorter than all the receivers that ran for Brady by the time Marino's done with Tyreek and Waddle. They could not handle ever Dan Marino. One-Eyed Jack is in the house. Lisa Rose is in the house. Worried about Holland, yeah. Yeah, he's got a cast, apparently, like a club on his hand. So that is a problem. Christian's enjoying the morning with a W. Ryan in the house, feeling good at 2-3. Chef Jew, Gus, Krillian. We knew we couldn't trust Tua before he got injured versus Buffalo. Everyone knew except our front office and coach. Well, it's not that you couldn't trust Tua. You're talking about two different things now. You're talking about not trusting Tua overall physically. Well, you can in that sense if he played like he played last year. It's the trust factor now is he refuses to play like he played last year. And that's where I've lost trust in Tua now. Now you have no choice. Now you have to draft a quarterback. No matter what next year, you have to try to get a quarterback. You have no choice at all. Because now you have learned that no matter how much Tua has gotten injured, he's ignorant to the point that in fact, Hateful Steve, by the way, Hateful Steve sent a Venmo early this morning. He says, you know what a confident Tua doesn't say in a press conference after lunging headfirst into a defender? I needed that. A confident man doesn't need something so trivial that could hurt him, but an arrogant man does. And remember, he's talking about not this last time, but the other time he came back from a concussion and he put his shoulder into a guy. And then he came to the sidelines and he told McDaniel exactly what Steve is referring to. Oh, I needed that for me. No, you didn't, you idiot. That's what I would have said to him. At times, instead of McDaniel, you kind of need Shula. Tua comes to the sideline and says, oh, coach, I needed that. Shula would look at him with a jaw and say, what are you, stupid? You don't need that. You're a pipsqueak. Whatever word he would have used from those terms in those days. You're a midget. You can't take that kind of punishment. You'll end up like roadkill. If I see you do that again, you'll run the entire Orange Bowl stadium steps 87 times next week. Oh, but coach, I won't have legs. That's the idea. I won't need you next week. We'll get by with Strzok. It's kind of what he needed. And Hateful Steve is 1,000% right. That's the most ignorant shit to come out of Tua. Oh, coach, I needed that. What kind of an idiot are you, bro? You don't need that. Joe Montana didn't need that. Marino didn't need that. Peyton Manning didn't need that. Tom Brady's not trying to do that. Only a moron does that. So I wonder who's the brutal, honest friend or family member next to Tua telling him, because I would love to be that person. Because I root for the kid. I want him to succeed, but man, I would love to sit there and go, what the fuck are you thinking, dude? Who the hell do you think you are? You're just a passer, bro. You're a great passer, and it ends there. Just like Marino, and just like Manning, and just like Brady, and just like Breeze. That's what I would tell him. So you tell him that, you have confidence in his abilities to pass, but just like them, I don't have any confidence in you to be a football player. Insult them that way. Because Marino knew he wasn't a football player. Drew Brees knew he wasn't a football player. But apparently Tua thinks he's a football player. So somebody's got to wake him up and tell him you're not a football player. And Hateful Steve with the best message right from the morning. An ignorant man does that. And that's where we cannot trust Tua Tagovailoa anymore, because he refuses to take care of himself. So if Tua wants to be the NASCAR driver that doesn't want to put on the seatbelt, I can't help him, dude. I can't help him. What's the name of that harness that was the one for the neck that came from the gentleman number 3 that crashed into the wall in Daytona? What's that thing?
The Hans device.
The Hans device. So if you don't want to put on the Hans device, Tua, I can't help you, bro. So yeah, that's the kind of trust I'm talking about. I can't trust him anymore to play smart. He refuses to be smart with his body. That's and Tua Tagovailoa cannot afford to do that. It doesn't get more ignorant than that, to be quite honest. As much as I love the kid, as much as I believe in him as a passer, it doesn't get any more ignorant than that. So yeah, you can't trust him. And now you got to protect the franchise, because he refuses to protect the franchise. He refuses to do what's best for his teammates. He refuses to do what's best for his team. He refuses to do what's best for the franchise, for his coaching staff, for his front office, for his wife, and for his kids. It's a lot of people that Tua Tagovailoa is letting down for stupidity, for ignorance, for no reason. None whatsoever. Zero. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know where the first down marker was. I don't give a shit, Tua. You know what your marker is? A defender. That's your marker, bro. You see a defender? Slide. That's your defender. We'll live for the next play, the next drive. You were playing like shit anyways. Well, you're going to make up for all the stupid mistakes you did with that? Did it make up for it? No. Okay, so then what the fuck are you doing? Well, no, shut up. That's all. That's what he needs. But apparently, we have Sharman McDaniel. And with Sharman McDaniel, you don't do those things. Oh, it'll be all right, son. You're the quarterback of our family. What kind of soft-ass shit is that, bro? Maybe you don't do it that moment, but a day or two later, you're walking up to him going, hey, you feel a little better? Great. The hell are you doing? What's going on in your mind? How stupid can you be? Well, coach, I didn't know what I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm tired of it. So this can't happen anymore. We're drafting another QB, just so you'll know. We're going to get another QB now because we can't trust you anymore. Oh, coach, no, fuck you. That's what you got to do to him. No. Screw you, bro. We gave you the money, and you can't even live up to your responsibilities. Your responsibility is to play like last year. That's why we paid you, asshole. Just like that. Just like that. None of this buddy, lovey shit. No. Hey, hey, we paid you, asshole, to take care of yourself. You're not doing shit for us. And I would bring them in. You see this loss? It's on you. Oh, we lost again. That's on you. Tyler Huntley can't play. That's on you. That's what I would do to him. Every week I'd remind him, we're in this hole because you're fucking stupid. That's what I would do to Tua. And then maybe he'll get a wake-up call. You know, and maybe if you're brutally honest with him and say, hey, you just screwed everybody in this locker room because you're stupid. You're a moron. Who do you think you are? You think you're a bull or something that you could just take on anybody? No, dude. You're a fragile human being playing a really tough sport. So you need to protect yourself. What are you doing? Well, coach, no, there's no thinking. You throw the ball and it's over. That's all you do on this team. That's all we need you to do. We have to do the rest. But nobody does that. And so he keeps doing this. So we're at a point now where Tua is clearly not trustworthy. And I only mean this for his, his body. I don't mean it as a person. We all know he's a fantastic person. But on the field, just like McDaniel, he does stupid shit. He becomes an idiot. And he puts himself at risk and his family at risk and his team at risk. And so can't trust him. So that's where my trust has been absolutely broken with Tua. And where I really have no hope anymore with him, to be quite honest. Not as a player, as a person. I now know that he refuses and he's too ignorant and he'll never learn. It doesn't matter how many injuries. He's already proven that to me. Doesn't matter how many concussions. He's proven that too. He doesn't care. Once he gets on the field, there's no more common sense. He's blinded. Like a man that's enraged and the rage gets the best of him and he ends up doing things that he regrets. That's exactly who Tua Tagovailoa is, except it's not rage. It's just, I don't know, blind stupidity. That's all. So that's where we have lost the trust with Tua Tagovailoa, unfortunately. But what are you going to do? Now we just got to hope for the best. By the way, on Wednesday, we'll be at Toyota of Hollywood. Speaking of the best. Boy, that is the number one volume dealership there. They are tearing it up, man. You can get a Corolla like my daughter has. You can get the Cross, the Hybrid, the LE, the SE, the hatchback, the RAV4. You can get the Hybrid, the XLE, Camry. They've got the Hybrid also. Toyota got the Crown, the Prius. You can get the Prime. The BZ4X, the Supra. I mean, there's so many different vehicles. And then when you talk about selection, you've got 2,000 cars, over 1,200 new vehicles in stock, floor after floor after floor after floor. And it's been raining, but it's not there because it's indoor. You're on the roof. If it's hot, well, it's indoor. It's on the roof. So you get to go out there and, I'm looking for a Corolla. Okay, well, check out these 75 that we have here, or 100, and you've got all kinds of styles and colors and packages and all that. Looking for a Camry, you're looking for whatever it is that you're looking for, a RAV4, you're going to have a hell of a selection. Like I said, 2,000 cars, 1,200 of them new, all kinds of certified pre-owned vehicles. Get on down there. 1841 North State Road 7. We'll be there on Wednesday starting off at noon, broadcasting live. Come on out and join us at Toyota of Hollywood. All right. One-Eyed Jack. Let me see what else we got here. Silent Assassin, Mandog, Lenny Pena, J Slim, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Andrel Villarreal is in Portugal. Can't wait to visit Portugal. Can't wait to visit Portugal. Looks like a phenomenal place, man. Really, really good place. James Vivinetti is in the house. He's in Venice. Yeah, that's hang in there, my brother. Prayers. Fins up. LB is in the house. Happy with the win, even if it wasn't pretty. Panthers hockey starts on Tuesday. Stay safe, Big O and crew. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Lamar almost lost them the game in overtime. I didn't watch it. I don't know. I saw some highlights. I saw that Derrick Henry's run. So, you say Lamar lost them the game and almost lost them the game in overtime. It's funny because you apparently watched it. The other guy that's bragging about it probably didn't watch it. Is just looking at the stats. At least I'm honest about things, and I'll tell you, if I don't know something, I don't know something. If I didn't see it, I'll tell you I didn't see it. So I'm not going to comment on something I didn't see. But I know Lamar Jackson. I've watched that movie for, 7 years now or something? That's not going to change at this point, dude. He's not going to change. He is what he is. He's a beautiful athlete, and he's going to do some freakish shit. But is he a real passer? Please give me a break. Mike Thompson says Mark Sanchez was so weird and bad as a color analyst. He kept going, like they're a young man losing his virginity. I'll tell you what, Mike. I thought Brock Osweiler did a really nice job on the Canes broadcast. I thought he did an excellent job of breaking stuff down, talking about what was going on. He was clear, he was crisp, concise, direct to the point, got the points in on time so the play-by-play guy can those are little things that I kind of notice. Sean would notice these kind of things because we're geeky broadcast people. But I don't know, Sean, did you pay attention to the UM broadcast on TV? Did you pay attention at all to Brock Osweiler? I thought he actually didn't. Yeah, I'm with you on Sanchez. I thought, whatever, but I thought Brock Osweiler was excellent. That's just me. What'd you think?
Yeah, I didn't watch him enough to where I would, but he was a little bit I did see he was on the timing was good. I did hear actually because I watched the game, but I watched it with volume down.
Yeah, props to Brock. Props to Brock on that one. I give him some love as a broadcaster. Let's see. What do I think of Jaden Daniels? He looks like a passer to me so far. From what I've seen, he doesn't look like a runner or an athlete. He looks like a quarterback. He looks like a guy that plays the pocket and runs when he has to run, when he has no choice. But I haven't seen enough of him yet. But so far, it looks like a responsible kid so far. Haven't seen enough, but I like what I see so far. Big O, you said Josh Allen does this 3 times a year, having a good passing game. The sad thing is he does it 2 times a year against the Dolphins. Yeah, out of those 3, 2 of them are against Miami, probably. Yeah, you're right. The Bills should be punished for putting Allen back in after that concussion. It's what they do, bro. Chris says, I still rock my Tua jersey yesterday. F the haters, come get me. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I'm not giving up on Uno. If Uno's not giving up, then I'm not giving up. What I want him to do is just be smart, bro. Stop doing the stupid shit. Damn it. Oscar Rojas is in the house. Jay Gelfin. Fort Lauderdale United deserves a victory cigar for winning their inaugural home opener 1-0 versus Brooklyn in the rain last night. It was a fun game. I did not know that. Let's give the Fort Lauderdale United a victory cigar. Okay. All right. Good stuff, Jay. I got to go catch a game myself then. Let's see. Hundley with a couple of weeks looks much more competent than Skyler.
That was a fail by the coaching staff and front office by letting Skyler being the backup. That's more the coaching staff, but yeah, I mean, the front office drafted him in the 7th round. It's not a big deal, but the coaching staff is the one that kept him around and said he was good enough. That's really more the indictment. Like I said, Tua, every day Tua's legend grows more. It shows how incompetent Mike McDaniel is without Tua. It shows that Tua made Mike McDaniel. And it also proves to all of you idiots out there that said one of the dumbest things in the history of sports talk radio, okay, or sports talk period. Oh, no. You can put anybody in that offense and McDaniel will make them look great. Not a lot of you are stepping up saying that you said that when there's 243 people right now. Easily 50 of you said that. And you won't have the balls to admit that you said it. You won't put on the chat, hey, I'm one of those morons that I said anybody could do what Tua's doing. You put him back there with those weapons, and in McDaniel's system, they'll be fine. And I'm just wondering. You kind of noticed you were dead wrong now. And I think we've all noticed now that Tua is the whole offense. And that's sad because you don't commit, in that game yesterday, the commitment to the run that you did that, you've never done that with Tua, which is what you're supposed to do with Tua and Breeze and Brady and Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson and anybody that you have as quarterback. If you could dominate and on the run, you dominate, and then make it really easy for them to pass because you have sucked in that safety and you have changed everything up and you make life easy for your quarterback. But if you can't run, then you do what you did to Marino for many years. Anyway, let's see. I don't believe in tanking. I know, but it has happened. They tried to do it, but Flo didn't want to do it. And the Heat did it a few years back. And we all knew that they were tanking for, what's it called? The kid that Rose, for Derrick Rose. They ended up with Beasley, but they were tanking. You know what I mean? I get you don't believe in it, but if they decide to do it, then that's when you and I and the rest of the Dolphin Nation or Heat Nation or whatever nation is allowed to, okay, we can root for losses, because they're trying to lose. Okay. That's when we're in the good. You know what I'm saying? That's all I mean by it. Chris says, I wanted Tua to step away, but if he's willing to literally die for this team, the least I can do is back the man. Exactly. Let's see. NorCal says, Big O, what's going on with Achane? I don't know. Concussion. We're not going to, when it comes to injuries, it's really hard, bro. They're not going to, you just got to go by what they tell you. And the coach will talk about it today, but he's not going to give us anything that he's in the protocol now. That's all we're going to hear. Good thing is you got the bye week and that buys you a couple of weeks and he might be all right when they come back. So that might be the deal. Suck for luck. There you go. JC, thank you for the love in the super chat, sir. Canadian Big O fan. Big O, your great take on Marino and the Marks brother. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I read that already. I read that one. My bad. Arande had hands of glue without the glue. He was a sure catch. Yep. There isn't one fan that watched Arande and Tyreek, and you tell me a key moment, a big catch in the end zone, the game's on the line, not one person would ever pick Tyreek over Arande Gadsden. Not one intelligent fan. Okay. Not one intelligent fan would ever pick Tyreek over Arande Gadsden in a big moment in the end zone. Not one. The only ones that would pick it would be the ones that are too young that never really saw and appreciated Arande Gadsden. Those are the only ones. No, Tyreek's got to be. Yeah, no, he is better talent-wise. Yes. Everybody will agree with that. But if we're talking about one moment in the end zone, game on the line, whatever it is. You're either getting in the playoffs, or it's to advance in the playoffs, or to win the Super Bowl, or to win the conference, or whatever it is. You would pick Oronde Gadsden 10 out of 10 times over Tyreek Hill. And it's not even a discussion. There's not even an argument. There's nothing to be, there's no case for Tyreek over Oronde Gadsden in that situation. None. Nada. Nay. You can forget about it. That's how lopsided of a conversation that is. Anyway, Carlos, morning. Oh, here are my top 3 rides at Universal's Haygrids. Motorbike Adventure, Spider-Man. Revenge of the Mummy. What are your favorite rides? Brother, I haven't been there in a long time, pre-pandemic. So my favorite ride pre-pandemic, Universal. God, I love Spider-Man. What's the green roller coaster? Is that the Hulk? Right? Is that the Hulk? That one was good. And then I don't even think they have the dueling dragons anymore. Do they? I think that's been changed, right? Again, pre-pandemic I went. So I haven't ridden any of the new stuff. Let's see what else. Is UM ever going to build another on? They never had a on-campus stadium. Josh, let me ask you something, Josh Miller. Do you live here in Miami in Coral Gables? I'm just wondering, Josh Miller. Do you live in South Florida? I'm really interested by you asking that about an on-site stadium. Do you live here? Is the question I have for you. I see you just sent in something. I'll take Chambers over Hill. Okay, I'm just talking to Rondé, but I got you. But just out of curiosity, do you live here in South Florida, Josh? That's what I need to know. Because it's interesting you asked that. Because when I get that question, I always, no, I don't, apologies. That's why. When I get that question, I always wonder, one time I heard Danny Cannell say it. And that one kind of pissed me off. I love Danny. Danny's a great guy. But that one pissed me off because he should know better. But you don't live here. You can't build an on-campus stadium in Coral Gables. In order to build the basketball arena, which, held 3,500, but then they had 2 other 1,000 seats to take it over 5, I think it is, 5.5 or something. They had to open the arena first with 3.5. Then they had to wait a couple of years to get the permits to fill out the rest of the seats. That's for 5,000 seats because Coral Gables didn't want it. I'm not sure if you've ever been to Coral Gables. I'm not sure if you've ever been on the campus of the University of Miami. 1, there is no space to put a stadium. 2, there is no infrastructure to handle the ingress and egress of the stadium. Okay. So all the logistics cannot be handled. And then the other thing is, when you build stadiums and arenas, normally they're built in neighborhoods that you can take advantage of large portion of lots, and you don't have to pay a lot of money. If you wanted to purchase a lot in Coral Gables, which doesn't exist, but big enough to hold a stadium and parking, it would cost you so much money that you're not even getting to the part of the stadium and you're spending $1 billion. So I'm not exactly sure how people, you know what I mean? And when Danny Cannell said it, I really lost my shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, Danny, you should know better. Not only did he say, well, they're never going to advance because they can't, they should build an on-campus facility. I'm like, bro, you should know you can't do that here. Coral Gables is not built for that. Ever. That could never, ever happen. That shit that Ruiz was talking about, es una locura. And I would tell him straight to his face that it's not doable. It's not going to happen. Coral Gables would never allow it. They would never allow a mammoth piece of property like that to be taking part. In Coral Gables, let me explain to you something, Josh. You can't put your garbage can in the wrong place. If you're going to add a satellite to your house, you need to get a permit to make sure that it's put somewhere where it doesn't really affect the looks of everything. Like you can't park a business vehicle on your property in Coral Gables. I mean, Coral Gables is one of the strictest communities that exists in all of Florida. And it's already overpopulated. So to me, it's the most hilarious thing in the world when I hear people talk about an on-campus facility for the Canes. If you're not talking about Tropical Park, which is like the most realistic one that you could possibly do, but in Coral Gables by the campus or on the campus, it's silly talk. It's ignorant talk. It's stupid. Okay? And so I give you a break because you don't live here. I don't give Danny Cannell a break. I love him, but it's a total rip job. Like, it's a stupid thing to say. Any South Floridian that says that, wow, you don't even know where you live. You don't even understand where you live. You have no concept of the city that the Canes are in. You have no concept of that campus, how it's already stacked up and overpacked as it is. You could never put a stadium there. You could never have the traffic in and out. Are you kidding me? The nightmare that would be. Coral Gables would never allow it. Never, ever, 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 ever in a million years. I have nothing against Ruiz. I like him. He's a very nice man. He's very good to me. But I'm the first one to tell him, yeah, that stadium stuff, you're full of shit. Never happened. It was, silly talk, and I called it silly talk then. So I'll continue to say it. And the other thing that Cannell said, and sorry, this is a while back, but I never forget about it because he's a local guy, and it's like, bro, you got to know better than that. The other thing he was talking about was how, the UM students aren't like huge supporters of their athletic programs, which is true. But the problem is, again, like I would tell Danny or anybody else, have you ever been on that campus? Have you ever seen the faces that are walking around? A lot of them don't come from this country. The campus is different than a lot of other campuses. That a lot of those students have no ties to South Florida. They don't give a shit about South Florida. They're there to strictly get an education and get the hell out. They're not into athletics. And that's a problem that we've had this conversation before, that you sports fans, you sports holes, you think everybody knows sports. You think everybody's into sports. No, you're the minority. Most people aren't into sports. Most people don't give a shit about what we give a shit about passionately every day. So that's why I always find it interesting when I hear that talk about stadium on campus, which is completely unrealistic and will never happen. It's impossible. Let's see. What else? Cape Coral, the only place that doesn't let you park your company car in Florida. Yeah, you mean Coral Gables? Yeah, Coral Gables does that. Yep. Let's see what else. I'm surprised that they haven't made the move from the campus, move the campus out of Coral Gables. Or why would they do that? It's a gorgeous campus, dude. It's a great place to be, Coral Gables. Do you live here, P. Lightfoot? It's a beautiful city, bro. It's a safe city. You send your kids there and they're safe. So you want to put them on the USC campus? Is that what we're talking about? Let's move it to a bigger campus where maybe the neighborhood isn't as safe. Wow. P. Lightfoot, my brother, do you know the money they pay to go to Coral Gables? Because they're in Coral Gables? Because it's a private institution? It all meshes well, bro. The people that are going there, the kids that are going there are elite. Their parents have tons of cash. So they'd like to send their kid to a school that's got great education and is in a golden neighborhood that when they're on campus, they got no issues ever to worry about pretty much. You know, it's rare. Obviously, nothing is perfect. Doesn't exist. Not even Princeton. I get it. But in general, perfect synergy, my brother. The tuition you pay, the city you're in. Again, I'm not sure if you live here also. See, that's the thing. You know, if you don't really know the community, it's hard to talk about it. You can't talk about something you don't really understand or live it. The only build site that made some sense, and even it was a poor idea, was Homestead, and that was only because there was possible room. Everything else, parking, traffic, etc., was dumb. Highly, what's it called? The Tropical Park was the only one because you're right off the Palmetto. You have exits on Miller and on Bird. You have the Turnpike a couple of miles down. Tropical Park was the one that made sense because you can either take off to the Turnpike so you can go north or south. You could get on the 836 and you have exits off of Bird and Miller. So it still would be a traffic nightmare, don't get me wrong, but at least it was kind of doable. You know what I'm saying? Homestead, it's too far away. Doesn't really have a connection. It would be near impossible to fit a stadium on the UM. Of course not. Please. Coral Gables won't allow it, bro. Hard Rock is an NFL stadium. What else can we ask for? Yeah, man. Listen, they haven't had a stadium on campus. That is all overrated. Okay? It's all overrated. UM has more titles than FSU, and they have their campus. UM has more titles than UF, and they have their their stadium on campus. Doesn't mean shit, dude. What it means is build your program, win, and you'll pack the Orange Bowl, you'll pack Hard Rock Stadium, and you'll win. So, what's the funny part about that conversation? Why do you give a shit? Why do any of you give a shit about where the stadium is? You still got to drive to it. You don't live on campus. Students do. So none of you are students. All the people that complain about the stadium, none of them are students. They live in Palm Beach and Broward and Dade. Why would you guys give a shit? It's the silliest conversation in the world because it has nothing to do with winning. UM already proved that. Have the competent coach that knows how to recruit, knows how to coach on game day. You'll win wherever your stadium is. They have an NFL stadium. They can pull all the revenue off of that. Do they have to pay rent? Okay. So what? They can still pull plenty of revenue from it. They can make all kinds of money. They have their NIL. Forget it, dude. Just win. Get to them big bowl games that you're not playing in that stadium anyways. and you're going to make all those millions of dollars. It's a bunch of bullshit, dude. You're not going to win anymore. They've already proven that they can win without it. And they can continue to win without it. But you need the right coach. You haven't had the right coach. That's your problem. You'll pack Hard Rock and it'll be a blast. What do you care? Silly as shit. Think Blue Dodgers is checking in from LA, smoking it up and hitting that effing like button. There you go. Hit that like button. Smash it, please. Smash, smash, smash. If they close the top seating and concentrate the fans to the lower levels, it would at least look better on. Don't worry about that, Alex. You're in New York, bro. Don't worry about that. When you're here every day that you can help fill the stadium, then maybe you can worry about it. When they win, they'll fill both levels up. Don't worry about it. That they haven't gotten to that point. The bandwagon will get completely loaded, and they'll pack that stadium in. I've been doing this for decades now. I know exactly what goes on. UM's not at that point yet. They haven't convinced people yet. They're winning them over, but they're not there yet. So don't worry about it. I love all the people that want the stadiums and this, that. None of them live here. None of them know anything that goes on here. But no, I have the ideas to fill it, even though I'm not there to help you do it. You guys must be great foremans. Let's see. They need to demolish the Marlins place and okay. Come on, bro. Let's talk common sense. I have a place in Miami, so you don't live here. You have a place in Miami. You don't live here. Right? I live here. You don't live here. You're Alex in New York. You're not Alex in Miami. You don't live here. You might vacation here, but you don't live here. Are we good? Okay? You can have a place, doesn't mean you live here, bro. You're Alex in New York. You don't live here. You're not a South Florida resident. You may have interest in South Florida. You may have a place in South Florida, but you don't live here. You're not a South Floridian. You're Alex in New York. You sport NY, not MIA. See what I'm saying? I'm 58 years of South Florida. It's a difference. I live here. Big difference. So, again, everybody's got a solution that doesn't live here. Funny conversation. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar and the great Alan Blanco. 786-618-1443. Custom printing and embroidery. Call them. If your business needs it, get it done. Dolphins over the Patriots, 15-10. Miami is 2-3. Heading into the bye week, week 7. They'll be in Indy. Sean and I will be there, and we'll be broadcasting live. Tavern on South, pre- and post-game shows there. Week 8, you get Tua back versus Arizona at Hard Rock. Canes over Cal, 39-38. UM improves to 6-0, 2-0 in the conference. Cam Ward, 437 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Restrepo, 7 for 163. They got a bye week. They move up in the rankings to number 6. Next 2 Saturdays from now, October 19th at Louisville. Inter Miami picks up 3 points. They now have 71 points on the season. They have a bye week. They defeated Toronto 1-0. October 19th, they are back. So we have no Canes, no Dolphins, no Inter this weekend. Man, wow. Montreal, 6 o'clock, October 19th. Tonight, Monday Night Football, the Saints, 2-2, taking on the Chefs, 4-0, 8:15 kickoff. And Tuesday, the Panthers, the NHL season starts. And the Boston Bruins are home against the Florida Panthers. 7 p.m. face-off. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Yes. Chris Johnson, Callie says, you're right because you live there. Well, I know the situation better than those that don't live here. Apparently, right? Apparently. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I do. By miles. And it's not even close. What else do we have? The Canes are the only team maintaining my sanity. Oh, you're not an Inter Miami fan. You're not a Panthers fan. I got you. All right. You're not like a total South Florida fan like I am. All right. That's cool. I get it. Because for me, Inter has given me a really, really incredible season. And the Panthers were phenomenal. And now we get the Panthers started up again. This is awesome. This is gonna be a hell of a challenge for them. Everybody's gonna be coming at them, man. So this is gonna be interesting to see how they handle it. And I heard Maurice talk about it, how they don't have a lot of practice time and things like that. Interesting. We'll see how it all works out. By the way, Welton Rayom, a proud sponsor of our program. And folks, unfortunately, well, right now we've been dealing with rain. And you know how it is. Any torrential downpour can cause a real problem for any of us. Living here in Florida, we're basically playing Russian roulette, right? We're basically playing Russian roulette. And we're going to all deal with floods, and we're all going to deal with storms and hurricanes and all kinds of stuff. And you need to be prepared in winds. And roof damage starts at 40 miles an hour. So if you think, oh, it wasn't that bad of a storm, but then all of a sudden you start seeing some little brown spots in your roof, you might have sprung a leak there, and you might have some roof damage. So call Welton Rayom. And even if nothing's happened, I want you to save the number, 954-966-4646, because after Milton, you may need it. And I don't want you to call the insurance company. That's the worst thing you can do, because the insurance company and their adjusters are working for them, not for you. So you call Welton Rayom. They send their adjusters. Their adjusters assess your damage, and then they call the insurance company and attack the insurance company for you. And trust me, you're going to get faster response from the insurance companies when a lawyer reaches out to them. When you and I reach out to them, oh, man, it's like a fun game they're playing with us. And all the rules and everything else favor them, and DeSantis did a nice job of that for them. So the most important thing you can do is have the right bookend tackles. And Daniel Rayom and Jeff Welch, it doesn't get any better than that. So if you're dealing with bankruptcy or homeowner property damage or condo damage or criminal defense or business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, please call Jeff Welch and Daniel Rayom, 954-966-4646. Right. The old Inter Miami would make anyone crazy, but this team is a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah. And they fixed their issues quickly. You got to give the Moss brothers a ton of credit on that, man. I knew they would win. I knew that they were doing a lot of crazy ass shit early on, and it was wrong, and they got busted, and they did stuff that didn't make any sense. But I knew they would win anyways, because I was around Jorge and I saw him, and I could tell an owner that really wants to win. And that dude, I don't know if I've ever met a more driven owner in my life than Jorge Mas. I'm sure Mickey, and I'm sure Steven, and I'm sure Viola and Sifu are driven. Mas is a maniac. Mas is a maniac. Because he's also a Miami guy. So he needs to look good because this is his town. And so I can tell you personally from being around the man, and, you know, there were a couple of people that after I left, they told me, oh, he'll never make it, or he's, you know, and I said, no. I told every time somebody would tell me that, I would tell them, no, dude, they're going to win. They're going to win, and they're going to win big because they're not going to have it any other way. You know, they're driven madly. I mean, madly. Not badly, madly. And that guy loses, and it pains him to the point like you would love as a fan. So any of you guys and ladies out there that are actual Inter fans, you have it might be the owner that just passionately has to win. The guy that is probably, as we say in Spanish, insoportable when they lose. You know, like you don't want to be around the guy because he takes losing hard. That's the Moss family. That's the Moss family. So those are passionate. And if you're a baseball fan, if you're a hardcore baseball fan, you got to be supremely pissed because he would have had this baseball team humming. He was, and they're baseball people, and they adjusted to become soccer people, and look what they've done. So imagine. So yeah, Moss family is, man, they're a treasure. If you're a sports fan, they're a real treasure. Let's see. You invest in the team and it pays off in some way. Sometimes. You know, we're waiting for years for the Dolphins to pay off. They haven't paid off for us, and we've been investing for a long time. I wish Cam would throw the ball away or run when the play isn't there. He scares me trying to extend the play. Yeah, Cam's going to make bad throws. He's going to make bad decisions. That's in his DNA. He has played 50 games already. He's played on 3 different schools. He's got so much experience, and you still see him do stupid things. So, yeah, he's not going to drop it. By the way, he's hurting his NFL draft stock. He's not helping. He's hurting. You know why? You don't get out of that kind of stuff in the NFL. You lose those games in the NFL. You don't win those games in the NFL. You make those stupid mistakes in the NFL, you're done. So I don't know who's talking to Cam there. He's having a fun college football season, but NFL-wise, he has not helped himself the last couple of weeks. NFL teams don't want guys like that. Not at all. They don't need a guy that's constantly making bad mistakes and then he has to work his way out of it. That's not conducive in the NFL. In the NFL, you need to be efficient. You need to be smart, and you can't be turning over the ball. You can get away with it at times in college when your team is superior. And so the Canes had the superior talent, so they got away with it against a lesser Cal team. And as they get better, remember back in the 80s and the 90s, they were so talented, they can do a lot of stupid shit, commit a lot of penalties, and still kick people's ass. But you can't do that in the NFL. Now, when they were doing that, it wasn't that Steve Walsh was making all kinds of mistakes, or Ken Dorsey, or Craig Erickson. You know, the other guys were making the mistakes and they were still overcoming, but it wasn't your quarterbacks playing stupid football. So yes, Cam Ward should make you nervous, but that's in his DNA. He has to be that player in order to make the other plays. So how many times are you going to throw across your body already? And we've only played 6 games. And he continues to do it. But he'll get away with some of it. So you let him play that way. Because it's better than anything you've had here for years. But I'll tell you, NFL-wise, Cam Ward has not helped his stock the last 2 weeks on the NFL side. On our side, hey, he got the wins, a little frustrating and made some mistakes, but he came back and gutsy and all that. And yeah, that's important for us. But on the NFL side, Cam Ward has hurt himself the last 2 weeks. He hasn't helped himself. So it's up to him if he wants to help his draft stock. He is not going to be one of the first quarterbacks taken playing like that. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Every scout's cringing every time he's doing that throw across his body because he's like, well, if you're doing it there, you're going to do it with us. And that doesn't go with us. Yeah, my coach is not going to like that. My offensive coordinator is not going to like that. My QB coach is going to hate that. That's what's going to happen. So Cam Ward has not helped his draft stock in the NFL the last 2 weeks. Wish Moss owned the Finns. Yeah, any team that the Moss family would own would kick ass. I am convinced of that, being around the dude. So, Jorge Moss is the owner that got away from the Marlins. Yes, he is. And can I tell you something in a twisted way? I'm so fucking happy. I'm at a point in my life now where I enjoy soccer more than baseball. So I'd rather have a better MLS team than a Major League Baseball team. I got to tell you. I got to be brutally honest here. I would rather watch MLS now. I would rather watch international soccer than baseball. Baseball, for me, has become a very boring sport. It's all walks or home runs and strikeouts. Home runs or strikeouts, not walks. Home runs or strikeouts. And the players they're not as fundamentally sound as they used to be. It's not a game that I enjoy anymore, to be quite honest. So, and I told Jorge Mas this because he wanted baseball. And I told him, George, brother, in the end, this was a blessing. And he told me why. And I go, because you bought something that is at its lowest value, and it can only skyrocket now. Where baseball is, where you buy it at, it's not going to skyrocket from where it's at. It'll go up slightly maybe, but the sport isn't growing like it used to. In fact, it's regressed. And soccer is only going to grow in this country. And that's exactly what it's done. And a franchise that started for a couple $100 million is now pushing $1 billion already. Because once he opens Miami Freedom Park, it goes over $1 billion. You know, so he's going to exit way more in soccer than he would in baseball. So you're going to make more money when it's all said and done with the MLS club, because you're going to create something that has never been created, and you got it at dirt cheap value. So you're going to turn it around and sell it for hundreds of millions of dollars for profit, maybe over $1 billion in profit. You would not do that in baseball. And you would have to spend a hell of a lot too here, you know? So in the end, for him, business-wise, he ended up with the one that will end up making him more money down the line. And the sport that becomes more relevant with young people down the line. Soccer, with young people, soccer is much more important than baseball. And that's not even close. Millennials and Gen Zs would rather watch soccer than baseball. And they're all playing soccer, FIFA soccer, whatever. Oh, none of them are playing baseball. Okay? The percentage is so little, it's not even on the map. Meanwhile, FIFA is like the second or third most popular game in the world. So, yeah. Think Moss would ever buy the Marlins? I don't know. At this point, there's so much work to be done and so much money that you would have to put into it. It's just not worth it, bro. Keep doing what you're doing here. You're building a monster. And by the way, you own Summers now. The Marlins will own the Summers now because their team is always going to be good. Meanwhile, the Marlins are never going to be good. So, retaining Crossman is a microcosm of what Mike McDaniel has done. Yes. Whip out that old Victory Monday hog. We got some Canes over here. Scotty Thaler. California Bears. Douche. There you go. Scotty Saylor is happy today. He is happy. He's been whipping out that hog every year and hoping that it makes an impact. And this might be the year, Scotty. This might be the year, my brother. After crossing 64, we dropped to 63.7. 63,726 right now in the Bitcoin market. Let me see if there's anything specifically pumping hard. Gala Games up 5%. That's about it. Not seeing anything really pumping hard. Let's see. Sui, by the way, Sui has been pumping hard. Bro, Sui's over $2 now. $2.14. Brooklyn Rob, where you at? Brooklyn Rob's a big Sui guy. He's got his Sui, bro. And I believe he got Sui. I want to say, I don't know if Brooklyn Rob is watching, but I want to say, Brooklyn Rob, when you and I were talking, you were buying it like in the 60-cent range, 50-cent range, something like that. And it's like $2.14 now. You're kicking some ass, dude. You're kicking some ass. BitTenzer, by the way, is up right now, up 11%, up to $642. It's pretty awesome. Okay. You could have had BitTenzer at $259 on June 29. Now it's $642. I'm telling you. AI plays. What else? Shrapnel. I've been telling you about Shrapnel. It went down, and so it was a good place to buy the dip. It's still dipping, but it's gone up a little bit. It's up like 6% today. So there you go. You got a couple of things that are riding, and they're climbing in the Bitcoin market. I know that the stock market is hurting right now. The Dow is down 124. The S&P is down 13, and the NASDAQ is down about a half a point. What do you think our record would have been if we would have Andy Reid? 4-1, 3-2. Easy. A real coach, 4-1, 3-2. Okay? 4-1 or 3-2. Easy. We can complain about the talent now because of what's going on, with the results. But I don't think the talent is nearly this bad. I think it's just the coach is terrible. So, yeah, that's the problem. Don't forget, folks, smash the hell out of the like button. By the way, the Laser Eye Center of Miami, a proud sponsor of our program. Dr. Lascano, he's the guy on the right. Big sports fan, by the way. If you do visit the Laser Eye Center of Miami, give him a ring. Tell him that Big O sent you, okay? And I'm just telling you because I've had laser there twice. I had the initial one and then the touch-up. Then my wife has had laser there. She's going to have a touch-up. My daughter had laser there. And my mother-in-law. So I don't know. I think they're pretty good. Laser Eye Center of Miami. Just saying. Dr. Lascano is a badass, okay? And great place. They've also got a whole place for glasses there and everything. But the Laser Eye Center, I'm telling you, is a place you want to go. So if you are having trouble with your vision, LASIK is the way to go. It is I mean, a blessing. You don't have to use glasses or contacts or any of that. When my vision went at 40, I had mine, and then I had a touch-up. I was told 10 years from now, you'll probably need a touch-up, and sure enough, when I hit 50, I needed a touch-up, and it's been 8 years ever since, so I'm good. I'm good. I can see perfectly, and, you know, I just turned 58, and it's great to have perfect vision at 58, you know? So laser eye center, and it's minutes, man. Like, I don't know, 8-10 minutes in each eye, and you're gone. Your history, you're in the archives, and you fixed everything. It's so beautiful, man. So check out the Laser Eye Center of Miami and my guy, Dr. Lascano, 305-433-4733, MiamiLaserVision.com. Tell them that Big O sent you, and trust me, they will take care of you. Good people out there. Let's see. Have you seen the video of Josh Allen concussed 2 weeks in a row? He was unconscious yesterday for a minute and came back into the game to play. They gave him smelling salts. Yeah. Yep. And yet we get screwed constantly. Right? So ridiculous. Stephen Harris says, Big O, here's my prediction for next week. McDaniel's going to have over 20 ahs and ums. Do you agree? I'm going to go with the over on that. 20 is not enough. He's going to have way more than that.
Wait a minute.
That's what
Hold on.
Yes.
Is that in his post game for this week? Is he talking about?
Oh, this week he's going to win for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's going to be no ums and ahs after the post game.
Well, I disagree. He'll find a way to ums and ahs on anything.
There's no post game.
But that he'll win, and he'll still and ahs.
He's going to sit there and talk from his living room?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll interview him on a day off. And
I'm eating a sandwich, and then I'm going to go to look at the kids, and yeah, okay, bye.
I got a great idea. I got a phenomenal idea. You're not going to like it, Sean Stanley, but I have a phenomenal idea. We're not going to do it this week. We're going to do it next week. Okay? Next week we're going to run a contest on this show. Okay?
No.
Yes. We're going to run a contest on this show. We're going to have, we'll put out the email, bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Don't do it now. Don't bother now. Okay. All right. But it's going to be a nice prize that we're going to give away. Okay. Whatever your size of shirt is, we're going to give you 10 different styles of shirts. Okay. That's a couple $100 easily. All right. One of each. If you're an extra large, I will get you an extra large of 10 different styles of shirts that we have for Big O Show. 9 and a hat. 9 and a hat. All right. We'll do that. Just one package, one person's going to win this. Okay. You're going to have to give us the number next Sunday. By next Sunday. Okay. By next Sunday. In fact, we could already start it. What the hell? And you only get one entry. One entry. That's it. You got to put your full name, address, phone number, all that good stuff. You only get one entry and you only get one guess. So I don't want people sending 400 of them because we're gonna knock you out. Okay? We'll just eliminate you. We'll block you on the email and everything, and you won't even be able to enter anything else ever again. Okay? So don't do it because you can only have one name, one address, and one phone number. All right? Okay? Here we go. You're going to have to give me a total of ums and ahs for all his press conferences next week. Sean Stanley is going to give you the official tally. He's going to go through all the press conferences. He will use a lot of Red Bull in order to stay up for all of those press conferences from Monday until Sunday of next week. Okay? So every press conference he has on the Miami Dolphins page, not live, we're going to go page because, they might edit the beginning, the end, whatever. So we'll go on the Miami Dolphins page. Every press conference they put, okay? Sean Stanley is going to tally the ums and the ahs, how many of them there were in those 5-6 press conferences he held that week, okay? And you've got to give me a number. The person who nails that number or is the closest to the number wins the shirts and the hat. How do you like that? Guess Mike McDaniel's total ums and ahs in one entire week of press conferences. That's it. Okay? Sean Stanley will total it. Now, your guess will have to be in by next Sunday. Okay? Because it starts on Monday. For the new week, for the Colts and all that. This week, he's got, it's a light week. He's only going to have a couple press conferences. They'll have some days off on the weekend. So I'm not going to do, this week is kind of boring. But next week, since it's like a game week and it'll start on Monday, we'll start the press conferences all from Monday to Sunday. Total press conferences. Sean Stanley will tally the ums and the ahs. But your guess has to be in by next Sunday. Only one email you get. So don't just hurry up and, do a little studying, do something, figure it out, There you go. You could already start sending them in if you want, actually. Now that I think about it, what the hell? It doesn't really matter, Big O Radio Show at yahoo.com. Total ums and ahs in all press conferences next week. From Monday to Sunday. So Monday we'll have the answer. The following, not next Monday, the Monday after that, we'll have that answer. Sean and I will be back from Indy. We'll have that answer probably on Tuesday because obviously we're traveling. So we'll have that answer on Tuesday, and then we'll get it going, and we'll have some fun. Okay. How many ums and ahs does Mike McDaniel have 2 weeks from now in his press conferences? That'll be a fun one, huh? You're going to have people going back to press conferences and figuring out the averages and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Question is, does McDaniel use the same number of ums and ahs, or does he differ the ratio? That's these are things that you're going to have to figure out. But the contest is on. You'll have a collection of Big O Show shirts if you can win this. 9 shirts and a hat. Okay? 9 shirts and a hat. It's a lot right there to give away. But you know what? Let's have some fun, man. That's what I'm all about. It's fun in life. Spread the karma, spread the love. You'll get it in return. That's kind of the way I'm at. Speaking of karma and love, Ho Yoon, you, sir, are always about love. Thank you. Says, have a great week. Appreciate you, Ho Yoon. Very nice. As always, your amazing commitment every single week to this show. Thank you, thank you, thank you for years now, by the way. So thank you, sir. Very kind of you. Cash App or Venmo, like Ho Yoon, at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. And we always tell you that because we get 100% of the donation from Cash App and Venmo. We love the super chats, but we only get 70%. YouTube takes 30. So that's the reason why I mention it so much, because technically we'd rather you Cash App or Venmo if you can. If you don't have it, I totally get it. Although it's kind of weird now, right? By now, everybody should have a Cash App or Venmo account because it's the easiest way to send money to friends and family members and in case of emergencies and stuff like that. And you don't have to tie your bank account directly to it. You know what I'm saying? Like Zelling, because not everybody you can't Zelle with everybody too sometimes. So it's interesting. I would figure most people have a Cash App or Venmo account, at this point. We also have PayPal, but I never use that. Let's see what else. Ask the reporters to tell McMoron to run the ball. We may win a bit. That's not really a question you ask, my brother. That's just a fan thing. But the fact that they had success running the ball would be nice to see if they can actually stick to it. That would be a beautiful thing if they could actually stick to running the ball. I would love to see that, my friend. That would make me incredibly happy if they could run the ball more, and especially when they get to a back, help out your quarterback. And I'd like to see next week, Huntley run a little bit more with the offense. That's what I'd like to see. What else do we have here? Let's see. Big O t-shirt with ums on the front and ums on the back, please. Ooh, yeah. We love the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, we could do something like that. Big O, do you think Inter Miami can have the MLS final play in Hard Rock Stadium? I've heard the Moss brothers and Steve Ross don't get along very well. I don't know if there's any truth to that whatsoever. Just because they didn't agree to play there doesn't mean they don't get along. It just could be a business thing that, the Ross family wanted too much of a cut to play in their stadium. And then the Moss family wasn't willing to just hand over that money. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't go that far to say that they dislike each other. And I think, isn't the MLS final like the Super Bowl, Sean? It's not played, and it's played in a neutral site, isn't it? Can you look that up for me? I think the MLS is kind of like the NFL in that sense. The playoffs, I believe Inter has home field advantage throughout, but I believe the MLS final is in a chosen city. I'm not exactly sure. Can you look it up for me, Sean, please? Because I think that's how it goes, man. I'm not an MLS expert, but give me a couple of years, and I'll get really good with the league. Now that we have a good team, and our team is back and all that, I'm getting more and more, used to the rest of the league. That's what I really need to catch up on. But I want to say the MLS final is one that moves around. So, Big O, do you agree with the Canes ranked behind one loss Georgia? I get it. It's Georgia, and they lost to Alabama, but I'm being a homer here and think Miami should be 5. True Fin fan, bro. It's all about history. We have no history right now of being good. You haven't really beaten any real good teams yet at 6-0. So it's kind of like they got to earn it. And that's when they start beating the good teams constantly for the next couple of years, those situations won't happen anymore. But for now, I kind of understand it, dude. Yes, sir.
All right. So what it has here is it says the MLS Cup 2024, the highest ranked finalist in the overall Supporters Shield table will host the match.
Oh, so good. We do. Wow. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know if they'll play it at Hard Rock. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do there. That would be nice. See, I wasn't sure about that. So, wow, that would be nice. That would be nice. They did add more seats But, you know, they're going to be able to charge a world of money for those tickets, man, because it's going to be messy in a final if you get there. That'll be pretty good, man. That'll be pretty good. All right, so Supporter Shield, you get the home field. I love that. That is great. Get the Ahs t-shirt before McD gets the can. Dude, Ray, he's not getting fired. They're not firing anybody. They just extended him, dude. No, they're all back next year. Okay? Nobody's getting fired. After next season, then I would tell you there could be a chance if things don't go well. For either or whatever, I don't know. But nobody's getting fired this year. I just don't see it. I may be wrong, not the first time, but because of all the salary commitments that they just made, I can't see him just firing everybody and paying off all those salaries. No. And think about this. You extended Tua and you extended McDaniel. You don't think you extended the general manager too already? Everybody's going to get an extension and the general manager is not. So I don't see any changes in the horizon at all. And if Tua comes back and they win and, you know, they have a strong finish, it'll lead more to momentum and trying to tweak things to fix it for next year more than anything else. In order for you to get what you want, Ray, you need a complete disaster from here on out. And then maybe he'll be forced to do it. But if that's not the case and they get better as the season goes on, no one's going anywhere. I can pretty much guarantee you that. That just hasn't been on, you know, that just hasn't been the case. Let's see. Pretty Boy Football hasn't won us any games without Tua. Once we play a bit of smash mouth ball and solid defense, we win. Yeah. I agree. The MLS final isn't played on a neutral field. Yes, we just found that out. Thank you, Ray. Thank you for looking out. Appreciate you. Big O, how about some victory cigars for our teams? Yeah, let's do that. Let's get a victory cigar for the Miami Dolphins. Let's light it up for the Miami Hurricanes. And of course, over the weekend, they didn't need the victory, but they still got it anyway and are dominating with 71 points in the MLS. A victory cigar for your Inter Miami CF. There we go. There we go. 3 victory cigars this weekend. It's a hell of a weekend. Hell of a weekend. Corey Stanton, thank you for the love on the super chat. GM only one that needs to go. I know a lot of you want to fire Chris Greer. Not going to happen either. Not going to happen. I just don't think they're going to fire anybody. They're going to make any kind of changes. I think they hang on for one more year. So it's Logic. Logic. I saw what you did, Logic. You bought $6 million in Bitcoin, Logic. Very nice. I have no idea who the rapper is, Logic, but I did read about it. That apparently I guess Logic makes money. I think I've heard the name Logic before. Don't know anything about him. Don't know the music or anything. But I did read where Logic bought $6 million in Bitcoin. That's a smart dude right there. Have no idea who he is, but he's smart. Now, It's Logic says Pretty Boy hasn't won without Tua. But Smash Mouth Flow didn't either. Style doesn't matter. The personality and leadership of the coach does. Well, Logic, it's different. Both incompetent. It's just different ways of incompetence. Flo couldn't build an offensive staff, couldn't identify a quarterback, obviously, because, you didn't even know who the best quarterback on your team was. That's pretty bad. And you couldn't hire an offensive coordinator, a quarterback's coach, all that stuff. You had to hire like 6 different ones while you were there. Hell, at one point he had 2 separate offensive coordinators. He had he did some crazy shit. He brought a quarterback's coach from like high school. 7-on-7s. That was his experience. Wasn't even college. Flo couldn't build a staff. So if you can't build a staff and you can't even identify a quarterback, that's going to be hard to win. And then McDaniel's incompetence, well, you see that every week. So yeah, it's incompetence, different kinds, but incompetence. Yes. By the way, Caneswear, a proud sponsor of our program. We love talking about Caneswear because Brett, all the great people out there, they know how to get it done. Jeff, John, Ken, awesome atmosphere. They got anything and everything with the Canes logo on it. You can pretty much, you can use our code BIG010. You can get 10% off. And if you order online over $99, you will get free shipping. They've got Dolphins gear. They've got Miami Heat gear. Now that we got the Heat season and preseason starting, we got Panthers gear, championship Panthers gear. Hockey season starts tomorrow. Inter Miami, we got Messi kits. They got it all, man. Get on down there, all kinds of hats. Dolphin hats with the old logo on it. Inter Miami hats, all kinds of different Inter Miami hats and shirts and jerseys and flags and wristbands and you name it, they've got it of all your local teams there, man. Miami Fanwear is loaded, so get down there to Caneswear Miami Fanwear at 2655 South University Drive in Davie and tell them that Big O sent you and use our code BIG010 and you will get 10% off. Big O, you have to listen to Logic's music. He has songs with Eminem, Joyner Lucas, and Wu-Tang. Look up those songs and you will be thankful. Okay. All right, Jonathan. Don't know anything about him, but I did read where he bought 6 million in Bitcoin. I was like, that's a smart young man right there. He had cash, and cash is trash. And he turned it into Bitcoin. God bless him, dude. I'm mad props. All right, let's do this, man. Let's talk a little market going. The crypto market. We are waiting for the full bull run to start. We are pumping a little bit. Let's get to our Crypto Bro Show.
The Crypto Bro Show is solely for entertainment purposes. Orlando Alzagari and his guests are not financial advisors or investments consultants. If you ever plan to invest, make sure you do your homework, talk to a professional, and understand investing is very risky and volatile. Good luck in any of your investments, and only invest what you're willing to lose.
The Crypto Bro Show is brought to you by RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. From complete makeovers for homes or condos to impact windows and doors to drywall with level 5 finish. Call Ray or Mike at RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. 305-345-3649. You dream it, they'll build it. See their exceptional work on Instagram at RMC Fisher Island. Crypto Bros. Follow Big O for more crypto insight on X or Twitter at Big O Show.
All right. There we are. And again, market right now doing good. It's at 63,648. So we're up about a 1.5%. We've seen kind of a little bit of an upturn here. We'll see if it continues here into Rocktober. I call it Rocktober. Okay. I know people are out there, they're naming it Pumptober or something. I'm going with Rocktober, baby, because we're going to rock it this month. And we're waiting. Ethereum is up a little over 1% at 2,477. Solana is up 2% at 149. Right now, it's kind of the market is green, but it's lightly green right now. We got a lot of things going on overall. One of the things that you should understand as an investor, because I kind of explain it to you guys all the time, and it happens every year. And here's a graph to show you year to date on returns in 2024. Mind you, we've been in a dip for a few months here with Bitcoin. Yet on 2024 returns, Bitcoin 49.2%. And then you can start looking at all the other ones. All right. Silver, 30%. Gold, 26%. NASDAQ composite, 21.8%. U.S. real estate, 13.8. Remember I told you yesterday, if you're a millennial or you're a Gen Z and you're looking at it going, I'll never get a home. Yeah, you will. Oh, yeah, you will. Be smart. Don't go getting a loan for a $500,000 and $700,000 home. Don't be silly. Get your money together and buy a Bitcoin. Right now, it's at 63,000. Well, guess what? That Bitcoin will grow way past a home. As you can see, 49% to 13%. It outpaces real estate. Bitcoin outpaces everything badly every year. So why are you going to do it? By the way, you see what's at the bottom of that graph? The US dollar. A dollar or Bitcoin? I keep telling you. I keep mentioning it. Okay? Year-to-date returns, baby. That's what it's all about. And Bitcoin is tearing it up. Now, this is an interesting story because this comes from a mayor. And he made he put out a letter out to in the newspaper. Okay, there it is. The mayor of Rockdale, Texas, wrote a letter to explain how Bitcoin mining is reviving his town. We are on the cusp of a new economic renaissance, a digital energy boom thanks to Bitcoin. So I'll read a little bit. He says, the discovery of oil in Texas, East Texas, more than a century ago, sparked an energy boom that propelled our state into the modern age. Now we are on the cusp of a new economic renaissance, a digital energy boom thanks to Bitcoin, and rural communities stand to benefit the most. My hometown of Rockdale is the perfect example. Rockdale was once a manufacturing hub, home to Alcoa aluminum plant, which opened in 1952 and became one of the world's largest smelting facilities. It was an economic heart of our town, a major employer critical to Texas manufacturing supply chain. The plant's success provided significant tax revenue and jobs for Rockdale. 2008, energy prices rose. New regulations forced Alcoa, their plant, to shut down. In our small town, 5,500, it felt like the rug was pulled out from under us. Hundreds of jobs vanished, and many families left in search of new opportunities. Rockdale lost millions in tax revenue, crippling our ability to fund schools, parks, public works. It seemed like the town's best days were behind us, or so we thought. Although the plant closed, it left us behind a massive energy infrastructure, including substations and transmission lines. This made Rockdale the perfect location for Bitcoin mining, a business that needs ample, affordable power. At first, I wasn't sure about these miners. Were they here to stay? Was Bitcoin even real? Like many Texans today, I've had my fair share of doubts. But after years of working closely with those in the industry, I saw the benefits firsthand. As both mayor and lifelong resident of Rockdale, I've learned that Bitcoin mining are deeply invested in the communities where they work. In Rockdale, these companies now employ hundreds of people. They've created mid-skill jobs, allowing locals to find well-paying employment without leaving town. When Alcoa left Rockdale, the economy and tax base halved. But thanks to Bitcoin mining, we are today stronger than ever. Bitcoin mining companies have invested over $1 billion in Rockdale. They're among the largest taxpayers in Milam County and are local taxpayers in Milam County and other school districts. Beyond tax revenue, these companies donate to local causes, including scholarships, police and fire departments, youth sports, and Chamber of Commerce. to sponsor community events like annual Christmas tree lighting. Annual Christmas tree lighting. Are these the actions of people who don't care about rural Texas? No. Many employees are Rockdale natives. Invest in their hometown future. I share Rockdale's story because I hear a different narrative at the state legislature. Well, that's probably because you have some stinking Democrat talking. Some policymaker, though, well-intentioned, misunderstands Bitcoin. And we do have those on both sides that just don't. And a lot of you that are misinformed and you really don't have any education on Bitcoin and you talk shit about it and you don't really know about it. Anyway, misunderstand Bitcoin's positive impact. Some have suggested that Bitcoin miners create very few jobs, but my experience as mayor contradicts that, and Rockdale's experience is not unique. Bitcoin mining is one of the fastest growing industries in Texas, employing over 22,000 people across the state. Communities like Corsicana will soon see the same economic benefits. Riot Platforms is building a state-of-the-art facility in Corsicana, which will be one of the Navarro County's largest employers. The mine could bring $1.4 billion in taxable purchases and over $150 million in wages over the next decade. The same revitalization that gave Rockdale a second chance is now spreading to our other rural communities. That's why Texas leaders should recognize the benefit of Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin is like digital oil, well-positioned to fuel the economy's revival of rural Texas. If we allow it to grow, Rodham is the mayor of Rockdale. He recently, okay, that's it. It's just a little, but anyway. So this shows you a lot, and it's just a matter of educating and not allowing the people like Elizabeth Warren, pollute your brain because she's stupid and evil and tied to the banks, and she doesn't want you to, succeed, which is disgusting. Everything about Elizabeth Warren is disgusting. I hope Deaton, remember how I tell you I don't give a shit about either side? I want John Deaton, I believe his name is, to beat Elizabeth Warren. He's a Republican. Okay? But on the flip side, I want, God, what's the name of the Notre Dame player? The Democrat, to beat Ted Cruz. Damn it. Again, I don't care about either side. I look at who I think is the better candidate. And I'm brain farting like Allure, what's the guy's name, bro, from Texas that's running against Ted Cruz. I'm going for him, and he's a Dem. And I'm going for John Deaton, and he's a Republican. You know what I mean? Because I'm just going for what's right, not what's wrong. And that's kind of the way I look at it. I don't really care about either side. Other issues that we have going on that could affect all of us, of course, oil prices. And crude oil today is jumping 2%, trading near $76. And again, we have what's going on with Israel and in the Middle East. And I don't blame Israel for defending themselves. I may disagree with the way they've gone about things, in Gaza, because just the killing of women and children, that part, you got to be better than that. You know what I'm saying? But again, with Iran, I don't blame them if they attack. Iran fuels and feeds all the damn terrorists that are attacking them. Hamas and Hezbollah and all that. Iran's the one that feeds all of them. So, and this is just normal. This is what you expect Israel to do. So I would expect if they attack their oil facilities or their nuclear facility or whatever, that's going to happen. But again, oil prices, they're going to jump, and that's going to cause problems for all of us. It's out of our control. It's not something that any of us could control, because none of us could ever control the fighting in the Middle East for the last 2,000 years. So that's just, these religious wars we're never going to fix. But it's going to affect oil prices, and then it'll affect everything else because, as you know, it trickles down to everything else. But it's stuff that we have to deal with, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. The other thing that we got going on, Hong Kong is now issuing a third crypto trading platform license. And this is huge. Hong Kong's financial regulators have granted its third license under the new crypto trading platform regime, with plans to approve more by the end of the year. And so if you read here, 11 more platforms are under consideration. And so we're going to open up the revenue streams from the Far East, from China, Hong Kong, obviously, Japan. All of these revenue streams are now being opened up, and people are being educated, not just in Texas, but everywhere else in the world. They're learning about Bitcoin. Millie is meeting with Bukele to get ideas, because obviously Bukele has done a magnificent job of turning his entire country around, eliminating the crime and boosting revenue through the roof, boosting tourism through the roof, creating a safe environment now. So he's got his country headed in the right direction. Argentina has not had the criminal issues that El Salvador had, but they have economic crushing problems, and Bitcoin will be an answer for them. Not the solution, but solve part of their problems. You know what I mean? It's not going to solve everything. Let's not get lazy here, but it's definitely going to help you in many ways. So to see Hong Kong approving another platform, this is why you want to get ahead of all of this, because once everything is kicking, prices are going to be through the roof. See what I'm saying? What else do we have? Metaplanet for Japan. They continue to do it. It feels like every week I'm telling you what Metaplanet is doing, and they're following the MicroStrategy plan of continuing to buy and hodl Bitcoin. They raised an additional $6.7 million to buy Bitcoin, raising their total holdings to over $40 million. It's pretty good. Tokyo-listed firm purchased an additional 108.7 Bitcoin in their latest move, bringing it up to 639.5 Bitcoin, worth $40.6 million. So companies all over the place are building up their reserves. Countries like El Salvador and Argentina is going to do it, and others are going to follow. You know, if Trump gets elected, we're going to do it. We're going to have a Bitcoin reserve, and that means the U.S. is going to start buying Bitcoin. They're going to buy a lot of Bitcoin. They already have a couple billion. That would be really smart. You know what I'm saying? The other thing, we have new people buying Bitcoin, new whales buying Bitcoin. You see this chart here, and you see this pink area here. These are the new whales that are accumulating Bitcoin. Here's the price of Bitcoin, the graph. The gold are the old whales, okay? And then the new whales are in that pink. Look how much they're accumulating. You know who the new whales are? It's iBit, it's ARK Investments, it's Fidelity, it's the institutions. Well, it's also Cala Joe, Lisa. You know, these are whales, of course. They're just hogging up all the Bitcoin. You know, Brooklyn Rob, another one that's just hogging up Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Ray, he's out there. Yeah, R&M Contractors, another whale hogging up Bitcoin. There, all these whales are hogging up Bitcoin. What are you guys doing? I'm trying to get a little bit because these whales are outpacing me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. Don't start asking me when it's 110 and 130 and 170,000. Hell, do you think I should get into Bitcoin now? Yeah, but why didn't you listen to me when I was at 16? and at 26 and at 36. Yeah, you could do it now. It's still, it's still good. It's not the same, but it's still good, because I know that's what's going to happen. Once it goes over 100,000 and it stays there, then I'm going to start getting you think it's a good time now? It's just too funny, man. It really is. But new whales accumulating that Bitcoin. Get her done. Get her done. All right. That is your Crypto Bro Show, and it's brought to you by R&M Contractors. Please call Ray or Mike if you live here in South Florida. Complete remodeling if you need for your home, your business, your condo, kitchen upgrades with appliances, waterproofing. That is so important nowadays for your terrace, your balcony, flood test reports. How important are those things nowadays? That's like maybe one of the most important things you do. R&M Contractors does that. Floor restorations. Lord knows I need that. Maintenance, stucco repairs, drywall. They do level 5 finish. Reach out to Ray or Mike. They know how to get it done. Trust me. 305-345-3649. That's 305-345-3649. Proud sponsors of the Crypto Bro Show.
The Crypto Bro Show is brought to you by RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. From complete makeovers for homes or condos to impact windows and doors to drywall with level 5 finish. Call Ray or Mike at RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. 305-345-3649. You dream it, they'll build it. See their exceptional work on Instagram at RMC Fisher Island. Crypto Bros. Follow Big O for more crypto insight on X or Twitter at Big O Show.
Hey, one more thing I forgot to mention on the Crypto Bro Show. Chief Legal Officer Dan Gallagher from Robinhood is apparently favored to replace Gary Gensler as SEC chair if Trump is elected as president, according to Politico. Okay? So there you go. And by the way, the Gensler thing for Harris, that was a complete lie, too. That's inaccurate information. Nobody's going to hire Gary Gensler after this. Nobody wants that guy at all. Wow, that is funny. That is funny. That is really, really funny. I did not know that there was a new uniform for the Dolphins. There's a new uniform for the Dolphins for Halloween. That's a pretty good uniform that some folks came out with. I think there's going to be a lot of shopping this Halloween for this specific style of uniform. Why? I think it's actually a pretty cool uniform, and it's very accurate. So if you're looking for a uniform for your kids, there is one uniform to pick this Halloween season, and you need to get on down to La Casa de los Trucos, Walgreens, CVS, Eckerd's, Rite Aid, Publix, Winn-Dixie, Pantry Pride, Piggly Wiggly. I don't know, any other place too that's out there. They will have the new Mike McDaniel Halloween costume. So if you need a Halloween costume for your kids, the Mike McDaniel trash can Halloween costume is here, folks. It's the 2024 version. Your kids can proudly walk around looking like Mike McDaniel coaches. Trash. There you go. Clean trash, too. Because, Mike McDaniel has, really nice threads on. So this is a clean, pristine trash can that you get to put your kid in. Your Dolphin season is in the shitter. Why not put your kid in at this Halloween by making him look like Mike McDaniel on the sidelines? There you go. It's a beautiful thing. Telling you, it's good stuff. Big O, I know I'm happy for the Dolphins win, but I think the Pats got robbed. No, the call was good, a good call, because it's a stupid, you got to phrase it the right way. They got robbed by a bad rule that the NFL has. Okay, that's a bad rule. That should have been a touchdown. You know, as I said yesterday, you get to drag your foot, your second foot in your inbound. You get to break the plane of the goal with the ball, and it's a touchdown. Yet you put the plant of your foot inbound. It's not a touchdown. You have to have the whole foot down. That's a bullshit rule. And I'd be royally pissed if this happens to the Dolphins. Just want you to know, I'm going to be completely honest and forthright with all of you out there. If it was the reverse, I'd be pissed. It's a stupid rule. It makes no sense. You're forcing somebody to have the whole foot in when they can drag their toes all the time and they're in. When they only have to break, they just have to go like this. They jump up and they cross the plane of the goal with the ball. Just the tip. Just the tip. And you're a touchdown. And you're not going to give them a touchdown for that? Yeah, it's a stupid rule. It was the right call because that's the stupid rule. But the Patriots lost on a stupid rule that makes no sense. You allow toes to be dragged in your inbound. You allow to break the plane of the goal, and that's a touchdown. But you're not going to allow that to be a touchdown? Yeah, no. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm a Dolphins fan. We needed the win because if not, this season becomes even more unbearable. So I get it. But Patriots got screwed. Royally screwed. Because that's a horrible, horrible, horrible rule. I don't know where the competition committee can actually make that make sense. So, thank you, Big O. I was waiting to catch one of these segments. Okay, I don't know what segment you got, but I'm glad you got it. Big O, I know I'm happy. Oh, I read that one. It really fits the ums and the ahs of McDaniel on top of it. Big O, are trash bags included? No, because Mike is trash. He's the bag inside the thing. So, yeah. So your kid has to play Mike. He has to play trash. So it's a self-contained trash, but it's inside like really nice clothes. So it's like Demi Moore in St. Elmo's Fire when she said that she'd be a bag lady, but she'd have Louis Vuitton bags. And then she laughed about it. There you go. A St. Elmo's Fire reference on bags. Only one can do that. Not that it was any good, but I did it anyway. Big O, the costume will not work if Tua is not included with it. There you go. But you can include it. You can put a Tua face inside or something. Make it two heads, you and Tua. You know, that'll help out. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can also make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Peter German, thank you for the love again on Venmo, sir. Great show as always. Thanks for all you do. Very kind, my friend. Appreciate you. Very nice, as always, and very incredible dedication to the show. We really appreciate it. What else do I have? Let's get to some music. Let's do it. Oh, I got to go around the NFL too. Got some stuff to talk about in the NFL. But let's get first to a little entertainment and music. Got to rust the voice already. I'm already feeling it. Had a long weekend, man. Long weekend. A lot of talking over the weekend. Let's start off with musicians born on this date. Why don't we? October 7th. We go with Taylor Hicks. Soul singer, songwriter, of course, American Idol winner back in 2006. Born on this date in 1976. Wow, it's been nearly 20 years, 18 years that Taylor Hicks won American Idol. That's a long time ago. Damn. Thom Yorke, vocalist and guitarist and keyboardist for Radiohead. Born on this date in 68. The incredibly fine and talented and beautiful Toni Braxton. Born on this date in 67. Let's see who else is celebrating. Simon Cowell, producer, judge. You know it. You know who Simon is. Born in 59. Tico Torres, El Latino, drummer for Bon Jovi. I think he's Cuban. Look it up for me, Sean. I want to say Tico Torres, drummer for Bon Jovi, is Cuban. I think he's Cuban, actually. Who else celebrating birthdays? John Cougar, or John Cougar Mellencamp, American singer-songwriter, born in the state in 1951. Let's see. David Hope from Kansas, born in this date in 49. Carry on my wayward son. Tony Sylvester, singer with The Main Ingredient, born in 1941. And that is it for musicians. Yes, sir.
Yes, his parents migrated from Cuba in 1948. He was born in 53.
Que hola, Sere. Se consorte mío. Tico Torres. Hey. Okay. I don't know why I was wondering. I may have his number because I know I met him once, I think. Let's see. Simon Cowell. I got that already. Let's see who else is on this list. Vladimir Putin. You know, some of you think he's not an enemy. You idiots will repeat anything. 72 years old for Vlad. Who else is celebrating birthdays today? Mookie Betts is 32. Happy birthday to him. Sean Ashmore, actor, is 45. Who else? Joy Behar is 82. Oh, I see a wrestler. Do you have wrestlers today, right? Do you have a female one on there? One. Okay. All right. So that's probably her. Okay. All right. Aaron Ashmore, actor, is 45. Diego Costa, soccer player, is 36. Who else is celebrating a birthday today? That's it for famous people. Give me the wrestlers that you have there, sir.
Luther Ward turns 42 today. Aiden English, or Matthew Reinwald, if you watch TNA, the announcer, turns 37. Caitlin turns 38. Rhino turns 49. Those are the birthdays I've had.
You said Caitlin?
Yes.
Caitlin what?
They only went up by Caitlin in WWE, so I don't look up there.
Is she
her real name is Celeste Bonin.
No, that's the person. They have her name here. I just hit it to like read her bio, and that her name is Celeste Bonin. best known under her ring name, Caitlyn, is a bodybuilder and former pro wrestler who won the WWE Diva Championship on January 14th, 2013. And she was the winner of the third season of WWE NXT competition. She married PJ Braun in 2014. He's a basketball player, isn't he? PJ Braun. Braun. I know I've heard that name. He's an athlete. Is he I think he's a basketball player. Okay. She's pretty, by the way. She looks like a good-looking woman.
Looks like he's a bodybuilder.
Oh, he's a bodybuilder. Okay. I wonder where I've got it. Braun. Oh,
I think PJ Brown.
Confusing it with the UM guy. Is that what I'm doing?
The baseball player?
Yeah, the baseball player, the cheater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's PJ Brown.
Yeah,
mix them together.
Brown, yeah. No, but Braun. Yeah. I'm thinking of the cheater. Yeah. Yeah, that scumbag. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that guy, that Braun anymore. I don't care that he's a UMer. That's a bad dude. When you're cheating and then you're trying to get people fired because you don't want to get busted, that's disgusting. Him and Armstrong are two people that I will never forgive. I will not forgive those kind of people because you're trying to hurt innocent people when you're the guilty one. Dude, how do you do stuff like that? How do you live with yourself that way? That's disgusting. You would try to destroy someone else's life to protect the disgusting things that you're doing, and you won't live up. You screwed up, right? They caught you. Then own up to it already, and that's it. We're a lot more forgiving if you actually accept your responsibilities and accountability. They may not be happy with you, but eventually they'll forgive you. Most of the time, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that. When Braun or Armstrong were trying to get people fired to cover their asses, oh man, I can't live with stuff like that. Vikings, by the way, let's go around the NFL now. And the Vikings improved to 5-0, beating the Jets, dude. Dropping the Jets to 2-3, same record as the Dolphins. Rodgers was terrible, threw 3 interceptions. And Sam Darnold wasn't anything good. He was 14 of 31, 179 yards and a touchdown. So it's not like he was lighting it up or anything like that. And the Vikings have a pretty good defense that you would have Rodgers throw 54 times. That's insane. As you all know, our boy got a pick 6. So Van Ginkel got a pick 6 off of Rodgers, which is really cool. But it's just, I hate the Jets. Most of us hate the Jets that are Dolphins fans and all that. But I really enjoy watching Aaron Rodgers suffer and not have success. And I really want to see him fail. And I would have wanted this no matter where he was at, because I think he is as big a phony as there has ever existed. Okay? This is a terrible human being. And he doesn't get along with anybody. He's a bad person. I don't even have, a ton of respect for Salah after watching him the first couple of years and everything that went on with Beningo and all the other crap that went on with him. I think he's kind of a clown, but I even feel sorry that he has to deal with this idiot. Anyway, Lamar Jackson was on yesterday, 26 of 42, 348, 4 touchdowns. He also rushed 12 times for 55 yards. Derrick Henry with the game-sealing run to help get them the overtime field goal. 15 rushes, 92 yards, including that 51-yard run. So Baltimore improves to 3-2. Cincinnati has dropped to 1-4. And Burrow had a good day. 30 of 39, 392, 5 touchdowns, an interception. I don't know how much more Burrow can do, but it's a bad team, Cincinnati, bro. It's a bad team right now. 1-4. Your season's done, pretty much. Washington defeats Cleveland 34-13. They improved to 4-1. I'm happy for the Commanders fans out there. Watson sucked. Another guy that I enjoy watching him flop like Aaron Rodgers. Another kind of bad dude, a different kind of bad dude, a really disgusting bad dude, but yes, a bad dude. 15 of 28, 125 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Daniels wasn't anything special yesterday. 14 of 25, 238, a touchdown, an interception. He did rush 11 times for 82 yards, 7.5 yards a carry. So he did well on the ground. Was all right passing. But, hey, they didn't need much. They're playing Cleveland, and they got it done. Texans beat the Bills. So I guess I gotta wear that Bills sucks shirt every Sunday when they're playing because they lost. It's good. 23-20, Texans improved to 4-1. The Buffalo Bills dropped to 3-2. The Cards, who the Dolphins will play with Tua in 3 weeks, they beat the Niners 24-23. Kyler Murray, again, not explosive. 19 of 30, 195, a touchdown, an interception. He did rush 19 times for 86 yards, so that was the thing. That helped him out. Purdy was 19 of 35 for 244, a touchdown, and 2 INTs. The Brian Thomas kid is the real deal, by the way. I'm sorry. That's the Jags game. I won't get into that now. But on the Cards side, Miami will play them in a couple weeks. It's not going to be an easy game. But the good thing is, if you can play some decent defense, with Tua, you'll be able to hang in there on the scoring side. I won't have to worry as much. I got to say, I forgot about that. So you'll have Tua back for that Cards game. That should help out. Jags over the Colts. The Brian Thomas kid is the real deal. 37-34. Jags are down 1-4 now with that win. Their first victory of the season. The Colts are 2-3. Flacco, by the way, threw for 359 yards and 3 touchdowns. Lawrence was 28 of 34, 371, 2 touchdowns and an interception. And Brian Thomas was 5 for 122 and a touchdown. So they finally got a victory there in Jacksonville. Crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit. Let's see. Big O slowly getting the wrestling business. Yeah, I mean, I could pick up some stuff. It's Sean, bro. You know what I mean? I pick up whatever from him and just watching and also doing the show now. And I'm in charge where I didn't, like when I was doing the stuff on Onside, I was including all kinds of things that I normally may not talk about, right? And wrestling is another thing that I don't talk about it, but I've encouraged Sean from the get-go, like, bro, you need to do this. You got to do this. Plus, I know it makes him happy because he's a huge wrestling fan. You see it in his damn face. It lights up. So it's beautiful to do things that, naturally give you, enjoyment. And plus, just because I'm not a wrestling fan doesn't mean I don't respect the power of it and I'm not aware of that the incredible fan base it has. You know what I mean? So I'm not ignorant to it. And so I'm not going to just like shit on it or avoid it just because I'm not necessarily a fan of it. I'm going to respect it. And if there's anything newsworthy of it, I'll pass it on because I know a lot of you are watching us. You like us and love our shows and everything we're doing, but some of you are also wrestling fans. We're not all the same. So yeah, man, I embrace it. I wanted to embrace when we went to Onside esports because I think it's important to embrace esports. Again, am I an esports guy? No, but I know that there is an audience out there, and it's in its infancy stages, and that was something that I wanted to grow part of Onside. But these are things that so I keep my avenues open. I understand what's around me, and I understand that there are going to be things that even though I may not follow or like, that millions and tons of other people are incredibly interested in. And wrestling is one of them. So while I'm not a wrestling guy, I'm going to respect the hell out of it, and I'm going to support it, and especially support Sean, you know? So I love what Sean and Frankie do. You know, I think they should continue to do it. I'd love to see them build it and love to see them do road shows and stuff like that. I think it would be so cool. So there we go. That's where I stand. Let's see. Sean's wrestling knowledge is impressive. Oh, he lives, eats, and breathes it, and was a wrestler. So, you know, you got to be knowledgeable when it's all said and done. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin donation or Ethereum donation also there. And you could use our QR codes at the same time in order to make those donations, which Sean puts them up and rotates them as always. So if you want to make a donation, you can do that. We encourage Cash App or Venmo over the Super Chats because we get 100% of the donation. Once again, tomorrow we will not be at the Big Cheese. Okay, we pushed it to next Tuesday. All right, we're going to have some fun over there on Tuesday when we get back. Well, actually, no, that's a week later we take off to Indy. So we'll be there on Tuesday next week for lunchtime at noon. So come on out and join us because, with the weather and all that stuff, it's just not smart to do it right now. I don't want to put anybody in any kind of danger, and some of you may be driving from, Broward or something like that. I don't need to put anybody. And some of you wanted to go. Maybe you won't go because of the weather too. You know what I'm saying? It goes the other way. I'd rather do it next week where hopefully we don't have an event and everybody can come on over and have some fun and have a chance at winning prizes. Okay? Big O, a little music trivia. What artist had the 2 best-selling albums while he was incarcerated in jail? Was it Elvis Presley? When he had that issue early on with the whole drafting stuff? I'm going to go Elvis Presley because I know he had some issues. I don't know if he was jailed because I know he served. I'm going to go Elvis Presley. Oh, it was Johnny Cash. Wow. I didn't even know Johnny Cash was jailed. I know he played in jails. I didn't know he was jailed. Yeah, what do you got?
No, I feel like he gave us this one last week too.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. I don't know. Well, he got me anyways. So, doesn't matter. He got me. Big O, I haven't been farting nearly as much. Could this be the reason that McDaniel looks lost? I'm willing to start eating dairy if it helps. Wife may not like it, but I'll take one for the team. Or she's taking one for the team. She's taking one for the team. What we need is, what we need? We need to teach you how to play reverse center. So that way you're standing in front of the quarterback and you just hand it to him, but when you hand, you fart. And then you kill the D line. See what I'm saying? So we train you to be a reverse snapper. Okay? People look at you, well, this guy's got his ass at me. I'm gonna tear this guy up easily, like a P. Diddy party. And then all of a sudden you snap the ball, and before he gets to you, there's a fart, and you have eliminated the D line. I think that will actually force McDaniel to run the ball. Because once he sees the D line collapse after your fart, you got to run the ball. There's nobody there to tackle you. Okay? So we'll do that. Reverse center, fart at the defense, and that's it. That's all. It'll work. I'm telling you, it'll work. I think we could get away with it. I'm pretty sure of that right now. Bitcoin, by the way, 63,768. Trying to get to that 64 and get over. Oscar says, no, I gave it to you guys a couple of days ago, but you guys didn't put it on the show. Oh, okay. So you must have read it, Sean, but I didn't read it. That's what it was. So that's why he was able to, repeat and put it out there, because I never actually addressed it. Big O, can we give the Cutter's Edge Pro MVP to Emmanuel Agba? Sometimes we got to pick a Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night. And I got what is the perfect Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
Who's last night's MVP? For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com. Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
Leo Campana. That is my Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night. Yeah, sure, I could give it to Agba. Yeah, of course I could. I could give it to Hundley. Yeah, I could do that. I could give it to Wright. I could do that. There's a lot of people that I can give a Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night. You know what I'm saying? I could give it to Martinez at running back. There's several people I can give that Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night, but I'm going to go with Leo Campana. That's going to be my Cutter's Edge Pro. That man's a pro's pro, just signed an extension. And here's a young man that could easily say, hey, I want to play. I want to be traded. And he has kept his mouth shut, has grown up here, has gotten better. The injuries have become less. So maybe he's figuring out his body, but offensively, scoring-wise, he can always be counted on. And while they didn't need the points for the overall home field advantage, they won that already, the Supporters Shield, they're still going after the best record ever in MLS history. Most points ever. If they win 2 weeks from now, they will have that. And only reason they do is because Leo Campana scored the only goal of the night on Saturday in the 93rd minute. And it was a beautiful golazo where he brought the ball down with his thigh and then didn't even let the ball hit the floor, and he kicked it midair and hit it and put it in the back of the net to give Miami the lead and the only goal that was scored. And by the way, it was a crushing blow to Toronto, who is fighting to get into the playoffs. So this was awesome. And I get it. There's a lot of people that I could give the Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night, but I'm going to give it to Leo Campana. I understand all of you don't follow it, but those of you that do, you know what I'm talking about, and you appreciate Leo and his professionalism, just like William Quigley and his staff. Their professionalism is second to none. Landscape, outdoor lighting, irrigation, artificial grass. Please call them 954-472-0622. Call them Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. They've got like 70 trucks. They do it all. And again, if you own dogs like we do, the artificial turf is the best. Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
Why are you sounding like True Fin fan when you play shit? Why are you farting all over the place? What's going on with the sound, bro? You open up your mic, you're farting. You're playing bits, they're farting. So if I play them on my end, is there farting? Let me see.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year.
Yeah, there's farting. Why are we farting so much when we play stuff? Yeah, something's going on there.
I don't hear it on my end.
Yeah, bro. I just heard it right now when you just opened your mic.
Yes, I hear it when I open the mic and I'm on here, but when I'm playing it from my end, I don't hear this same thing.
Well, it comes out. It comes out. Yeah. Yeah. When you're playing stuff, it comes out. When I'm playing stuff, it comes out. So yeah, there's something going on there, dog. Something going on there.
Could it be your end?
Huh?
Could it be your end? Are they hearing it over the... Nobody said anything about issues on sound so far.
Are you guys hearing the farting that I'm hearing? Okay, I don't hear it when I'm talking. He doesn't hear it when he's... Well, he does hear it when he's talking, but he doesn't hear it when he's playing stuff. But it comes out when he's playing stuff. It comes out when I'm playing stuff. I don't hear it when I'm talking, but I hear it when he's talking and playing the stuff. You guys hear... Oscar says, no, we don't hear it. Christian says, yes. That's weird. Dave says yes. Only when Sean talks. Yeah, because if it was me, they would have said it because I've been talking for 2 hours and 47 minutes. They would have said something's going on when I'm talking. So I think it's something on your end.
No, what I was saying was I hear it when I open my mic. When I open the mic, yes. But when I play everything normal, no.
It comes out. When you play something, when I play something, it comes out. Yeah. Yeah, something's going on there. Something's going on there. I got the Cutter's Edge Pro for me. It's Tua not playing and forcing McDaniel to see that LOL, he sticks to the run. It actually helps. Now, we'll see if he learned from it. That's it. But True Fin Fan, you did hit the Taco Bell, didn't you? Huh? You did, didn't you? You hit the Taco Bell, and now you've polluted the show. All right, we're out of here. We thank all of you out there for tuning in. Thank you for sending in a super chat. If you send in a Cash App or Venmo, thank you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Visit our amazing sponsors. We're going to be at Tavern on South in 2 weeks in Indy. So if you live in Indy or you're going to Indy, join us out there. Man, 305 Sports Babe has got a spread for pregame that you guys can take part in. We'll be there entertaining. Sean and I will be there entertaining. You guys can be there stuffing your face before the game. So come on out. This thing's like a block away from the stadium, so it's super convenient. So come on out and join us 2 weeks from now at Tavern on South. Wednesday will be at Toyota of Hollywood. Thursday will be at Acura. No, Thursday will be at Hiley, and Friday will be at Acura. Okay? All right. We thank Sean Stanley. We thank everybody that tuned in. We will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.